What is a margin? The CSS margin properties are used to create space around elements. With the CSS, you have full control over the margins. There are properties for setting the margin for each side of an element. We have the margin top, we have the margin right, we have the margin bottom, and also we have the margin left. So these are the properties for specifying the margin for each side of an element. Also, all margin properties can have the following values. Number 1, auto. Number 2, length. Number 3, percentage. And number 4, inherit. When we talk about the auto, the browser calculates the margin itself in such a way it centers the element in the page. Also, we have the length. The length specifies a margin in measurement, in unit measurement. For example, we have pixel, we have centimeter, we have em, etc. Thirdly, we have percentage. Now this specifies a margin in percentage of the width of the containing element. Number 4, inherit. The inherit specifies that the margin should be inherited from the parent element. Now, another thing you need to know is that the margin has the values of the positive, 0, and also negative. So you can have a negative to the value, you can have a positive to the value, and you can have a 0 to the value. So these are the things you need to know about the margin before we get into the practical aspect of the margin. Now let's move on to our index page. Now the index file, we have this. I'm going to be styling the body, giving the body a dimension for the margin. Now let's go down. We have a body, has the selector, open a curly brace, and I have a margin. I'm going to give it 40 pixel. Now doing this, assigning this 40 pixel to this margin is telling the margin that is going to give this dimension to the 4 sides. That's the 40 pixel. We go for the margin top, margin bottom, right and left. So that's what this 40 pixel is going to be doing. Now let's go check the browser. I'll take this off, reload. Okay, so we see that we have a margin here. Now we also have a margin at the top. If you go down to the bottom, we also have a margin at the bottom here. Now let's go back to our text editor. If we decide to add one more to this, so let's say we have this as 50 pixel. Now this is saying that the first dimension, which is the 40 pixel, is for the top and the bottom, while the second one, 50 pixel, is for the right and the left side. The first one is for the top and the bottom side. The second 50 pixel is for the right and the left side. Now let's check this out. Reload. Okay, so we have the top and the bottom, and we have the left and the right. The top and the bottom is 40 pixel, then the left and the right is 50 pixel. Now if we add one more 75 pixel to this, now this is how it goes. The first one will be for the top, 40 pixel will go to the top side. Now the 50 pixel will go for the right and the left. Now 75 pixel will go for the bottom. So that is how this is going to look like whenever we have 3 dimensions assigned to the margin. If we check this out, you will see a little changes will be on this display. Okay, obviously if we add one more, if we add one more, we are going to have this as the top, this as the right, this as the bottom, and this as the left. So obviously going clockwise, 40 pixel for top, 50 pixel for right, 75 pixel for bottom, and 30 pixel for left. So obvious, let's leave it at auto. So the auto is telling us that the browser is going to calculate the margin. So let's give it auto. The browser is going to calculate the margin. Okay, all right, so let's move on from there.